Sci-fi September has come to a close, and I'm going to talk to you about every Sci-fi September book I read. I read Knife of Dreams and Gathering Storm also in September, but the rest of them were science fiction. And I'll tell you about them all now. I have them all reviewed on the channel, and if you follow me on Goodreads, you know exactly what books I'm going to talk about. Link in the description. Yep, I'm not going to keep the intro too long, so we'll see you guys once I talk about my books. Book number 1 was not sci-fi. It was Knife of Dreams by Robert Jordan. I got like 100 pages done in August, but the rest I did in Sci-fi September. But it was very good. It was my favorite Wheel of Time book. I think this is going to be my favorite Wheel of Time book. I have a gut feeling that Knife of Dreams will be my favorite. I loved it so much. It was really, really good. I just had good feelings about it all the way. It was great all the way through, not just kind of a good at the end, kind of slog, and then a good ending. No, it was good all the way through, and I feel like this is the most consistent Wheel of Time book, just being action-packed and knowledge-packed, and the world building was great. You know, obviously the world building is great. It's Wheel of Time, but this was just a really, really good book. The next book I read is Dune by Frank Herbert. As you see, I've got another edition of it. I'm trying to get all of them I have. This one, and this one so far. I still need to get the one looks like that. I also need to get the movie edition. I don't really like the cover, but I still want to get it. I want to get all the print books and then kind of compare them. But that's not talking about the book. I did a 45-minute review. I've talked about it enough. This is my favorite book of all time. No question. I love this book so much, and I'm not going to say reasons why other than it's so good. The world building is so great. I love the character of Paul and his choices that he makes throughout the book. And all the cast was wonderful, while the world building was on par with anything I've ever read. And it feels like it inspired so much while being its own thing by a lot. Very, very epic book, especially with the sandworms. This is my favorite book of all time, and I doubt that will change. This is a very good book, and I need to stop myself before I talk about it for 30 more minutes, like I did in my review. But yeah, Dune was very, very good. The next thing I read was actually my favorite book of the month, not counting Dune. If we exclude Dune, Dune is not, because it's a reread. I'm not going to put my favorite book as a reread because I still want to give other books a chance. The book of the month for this month was Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir. This is tied for Rage of Dragons. Rage of Dragons barely got this book, but I loved this book so much. The relationships in this book, the memory loss thing again. Memory loss, first person, and kind of just alone books are not my style. But for some reason, Andy Weir does this, which got me really nervous. But he does it excellently, and it does not affect the quality of this book. That's what I love about this book. It just kind of reimagined what I thought about what books could be or what I like in books, and it did something different, and it really knocked it out of the park. I've read The Martian. This is better than The Martian. I'm going to say that. I had way more fun than The Martian. This is my second place for books I've read this year. And yeah, when that list comes out, expect this to be up there because I had so much fun with this book and I just really enjoyed it a lot. I couldn't put it down. It was one of the most addictive reads. I couldn't not I think some of the best books are some of the addictive reads. Some books can be good, but while I can put it down and be okay. I'm going to say it. Foundation, I love Foundation. Hyperion, I love Hyperion. But I could put them down at any point, and rarely would I feel like I need the urge to get back. This one I had the urge to find out what's next. This is a very grounded science fiction. Very, very good. I definitely recommend it. I'm going to do a Why You Should Read pretty soon. The next book I read was the first book in the Foundation by Isaac Asimov. Wow, this book. I started watching the show. I'm 2 episodes in. I need to watch the 3rd episode pretty soon. But I liked it a lot. I'm not gonna lie, I loved the Foundation, but I was very conflicted because at points I'd say I love this book, and at points I'd say I don't know how I feel about it. The enjoyment level, not how I feel about it, but it's a good book. I'm gonna tell you, like I said in the review, it's not debatable that this is a great book, but how much I enjoyed it is another thing, and I feel like the characters weren't connected, but again, I've heard from many people that the characters aren't what's a part of the Foundation, and I won't be connected to them, but I really did like the whole mathematician concept because I've rarely seen that, and this inspired so much. Even Dune, this is what I'm gonna put on a pedestal is this started it all, and I will be reviewing the show once all the episodes come out and once I catch up on them. They're long episodes, so I might need to start doing that, but I read this and it was really, really good. The next thing I read was Ender's Game by Orson Scott Card. Apparently y'all liked that review because it got like 100 views. And I liked this book a lot. I did see one problem was the world building. It was very not great, but again, that's not what it was for. This was about this little boy, Ender, and I really liked it. I just go see my video for my thoughts on that because it was a very good book. The next thing I read was Hyperion by Dan Simmons. I really liked Hyperion quite a bit. I had a lot of fun with it. This would be my second place for the month. I loved how grimdark it was, how dark it was. It also gave you the characters. Again, this is one of the best well-rounded books. This is one of the, this has a little bit of everything. I loved the characters. The world building was amazing. The grimdark stuff was awesome. And I liked the prose a lot, too. And this was told, each person tells their story. And it does that really well. I was cared about 90% of the stories that they were told. And this was a great book. I just did my review, and I loved it. The whole ideas about religion that this book has really amazed me because it also explored themes really well. And I couldn't name a book that has better of everything. It's the most well-rounded, and I really did like it. I had a lot of fun reading this book, and it was very dark and kind of just it was a very good take on sci-fi, and I'm going to be reading Fall of Hyperion. I will be reading Fall of Hyperion very soon. And then I spent the last day reading Gathering Storm. So far I'm not really loving it as much as Knife of Dreams, but it's good. It's better than the Slog, but it hasn't really picked up for me yet. I'm not into it, but I'm waiting for it to pick up. But other than that, I really like it, and that's what I read. I read 7. If you count Gathering Storm, but 6 is the normal full books I read, and that's a pretty good month of reading, I would say. I like how I did, and tell me guys what you guys read this month in the comments section below. How was your September? How was your sci-fi September? And yeah, see you guys in the next video. Peace.